Afternoon world, it's still Monday 2nd of January, Bank Holiday Monday. A lot of you are on holiday getting ready to go back to work tomorrow. It's turned into a beautiful day and I'm just thinking to myself, I can't think of a better time to shoot over to the farm and have a look at our winter wheat. So if you're interested in winter wheat and the cropping and the cereal we're doing over there, well, you're welcome to come with me. So let's go. So, in honesty, the other reason I'm going over there is Reg rang me about an hour ago, just before I had my lunch, and oh yeah, lunch. Well, while Mrs. P's away, I'm being a little bit naughty. So, 3 fried eggs, yes, fried. Most of a packet of bacon. I think it was about 7 rashers of bacon. Half a dozen mushrooms on 2 pieces of toast with plenty of butter on, and it was spot on. Anyway, that was lunch. We're going to go and walk that off now, and I completely forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, Reg rang me. Basically, we've been offered price per tonne for next year's wheat. So we've planted a feed wheat this time. It's not a milling wheat, it's a feed wheat. The variety is called Champagne, I think it is. And basically, I think it's for chicken feed, basically. So if you're eating chicken, your chicken is probably fed on feed wheat grown, well, hopefully in this country, supporting our farmers. But anyway, so they've offered us a price that 3 or 4 years ago would have been very good. You know, we would have said, "Oh, brilliant, we'll have some of that." But this year, and Reg agrees with me, I think the offer we've had now is about 50 quid shy of where it's going to be. Now that may well come back and bite us in the arse. You probably heard before that farmers, whether you're dairy, beef, poultry, pigs or cereals, is a gamble, because the investments we make now are not something that we're going to see a return for, sometimes for months, sometimes for years. So we're looking at gambling on or guesstimating the value of our crop for basically next winter, the winter of 2023. So I think the world is short of food. I don't think there is remember the milk mountains and the butter mountains and the mountains of this and the mountains of that all stored across the world. I think a lot of those are gone. And I also think with what's going on in Ukraine and Eastern Europe and politics, especially food politics, I think the price of our product is going to go up. Well, as Dad spent all that money building a nice new barn that's like Red Tractor approved and everything else to store our wheat in, we've decided to enter our crop into, well, we've already entered it into the winter pool for next year. So I'm no expert in this, but basically throughout the seasons of the year there are pools, so you can decide what time of year you would like to sell your wheat, barley, corn, stuffs, whatever you're growing. You can decide what time of year you want to sell. Now, you may be guided by what storage capacity you have. So if a farm has lots of ground but no barn storage, he may be forced to either hire or rent storage off somebody or sell his corn directly off of the combine. So he has limited options. Or he might want to go for an autumn pool where he's going, well, I have got storage in the summer, but I need it all gone by sort of end of September because my cattle are coming in or livestock are coming in, and I need the yard space or the shed space. I need to clean it all out and put my cattle in there. So you might go for the autumn pool. The barn we built is bespoke corn, barley, wheat, cereals. Okay, that's what it's built for. So it's basically rodent-proof, bird-proof, waterproof, weatherproof. It's got ventilation built into it. It's got systems built in for cooling the crop, for helping to condition the crop. It is the bespoke barn that enables us to hang on to our product that bit longer. So we enter our corn into the winter pool, which is normally, I won't say traditionally, but normally where they get the best price, because everybody else has already sold theirs. That's already been milled, it's been fed, it's been shipped out to another country, it's gone. And once that's gone, what's left is more valuable. That's why you build a corn barn. Okay, you increase the value of your product. So anyway, so we've been offered a price. It's not a bad price, and if we accepted that price, we would be certain to make, well, I say certain, there's nothing certain, we should make a reasonable profit on this year's crop, depending on what rates we get. Because at the moment there's still time for pests, funguses, various diseases. There are plenty of things, floods, droughts. There are plenty of things that can diminish our productivity, our output, and what we. At the end of the day, we can't count any of our chickens. So it is all a gamble. So I am gambling on. We've got a decent barn to put our crop in. We've estimated our winter pool crop at 3 tons to the acre, which is a fairly conservative estimate. Red just rang me and said that parts of the ground there is no reason why it shouldn't make up to 5 ton to the acre, which would be brilliant. Okay, out of that's got to come all the expenses. So all of our contracting will have to come out of that. Our insurances will have to come out of that. Fuel, fertilizers, chemical sprays, so anti-fungicide, stuff like that. So there's a lot of expenses to come out of that. I reckon probably best part of £50,000 all in ish to grow that crop. So we got to make 50,000 next year just to pay the bills. Just to pay the bills. So the idea is we grow a crop, we keep our expenses to the bare minimum, but without skimping. Okay, so it's money has got to be spent, and provided him upstairs is kind to us and doesn't send floods, plagues, droughts, or anything else like that, then we should, the farm should, earn a few quid. Should. Okay, so I've chucked the drone in the back. Well, I say chucked, I put it in there quite carefully. So I think while we got good light, I think when we get to the farm, I'm going to put the drone up and just fly over all of our wheat, and I'll take some video for me and I can share with you, and I'll also take some still shots for Reg, because we can look at those pictures and that may give us some clues as far as sprays and fertilizers. You know, we don't want to be spraying stuff or chucking fertilizer on stuff that doesn't need it. So, I mean, nothing like that's going to happen for a minute because it's too wet, far too wet. So, but that's one of the reasons we're going over today. Do you remember I put that land drain in the summertime? We had a really, really wet patch in the one big field, Redlands like it is, and we lost probably 2.5 acres of crop to this really, really wet patch. And I did a deal with Dad. I said, Father said, you buy the pipe. No, sorry. He bought the stone. I bought the pipe. And I did all the work. And we put a land drain in there. And Reg said it's working. It's doing the job. So if that is the case, and we gain back a couple of acres of wheat, and bearing in mind 2 acres of wheat could be 10 tonne of product times 300, that's paid for the land drains in the first year. So yeah, you do have to spend it to earn it back. So yeah, it'll pay for it in the first year, and in the second year it should actually be paid for and earn us a few quid more. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. Farming is a business. For me and my little Dexter herd of cattle, a lot of people say hobby farmer. Well, to a degree that is right, because that's all I ever could be. But with the opportunity down here that Dad's got me started on, maybe the hobby farmer label can be lifted soon, and almost a real farmer, proper farmer, genuine one. I don't know, pick a word. Pick a word. Someone's looking for pussycats, I reckon. And yeah. Right, anyway. We are here. Okay. Compass is calibrated. Right then. Who's ready to fly now then? Let's start recording.
Take off.
Up we go.
The home port has been updated. Please check it on the map.
Yeah, I know. Well, welcome to Redland, folks, and this view here is literally where I put the land drain in. We'll come back to that in a bit. But yeah, that is looking nice and green to me. Okay, up we go. Up over the top of it, so a fairly even crop. The headlands you can see, Reg has got a bit carried away on the headlands on the seed, but we did have problems calibrating the machine. If you remember, if you watched the video then, when I was going round with Reg, he was having issues with it. So yeah, those 2 patches there not looking so good. That was grass last year, and I think the biggest problem we've got there is wireworm and leather jackets. We should have played it sooner and starved them, but well, we didn't. So back onto the... Oh, Reg, you missed a bit. Oh, we won't tell him. Bit of water lying around, but yeah, the crop itself, apart from that bit of bare there, and again, is looking not too bad at all. So the grassland, not so much. These are my sheep. These are what my brother looking after these in a minute. So we're just gonna have a little flyover and see if we can find him, because he's quite often, well, not too far away. So here we go. This is my brother's little patch, and ooh, is that him down there? There he is. That's it. I'm gonna buzz him with the drone and see what happens. And yep, he's got his phone out. He's just about to ring me up and say, "Is that you, you bugger?" And I'm going, "Yeah, it is. It's definitely me." Right, well, come on over for a cup of coffee then. So that's what I did afterwards. Once I put the drone away, I did go down and have a cup of coffee with him. So anyway, yeah, that's Michael's little patch. He's just starting to tidy up for himself. And there you are, mate. Aero view of it for you. You can come back and look at it another day and look at the difference. Okay. Pullins wood, that's what we call it. A little 5-corner piece of ground we planted 25 years ago with trees, and back onto our wheat. Back onto Fifi's. This is the grassland where I keep my cattle or the sheep. Still green, starting to come back again. Yeah, what can I say? It's winter months. Guys have been out and done some tree work. Hedges all look nice and tidy. We just got to fly over and look at that. Oh, looking a bit sad out there, isn't it? The wireworm and the leather jackets have definitely done their worst out there. This is going to be our lowest yielding bits of ground, I think. So, alright, that's pretty much it. We've flown around. We haven't got much battery in the drone, so I think it's time now we get back down to earth and, well, we're going to have a walk round it, shall we? Put this thing away and we'll go and have a walk round. Okay, well that was a look at it from up there, but you can quite often see a lot more from down here. I mean, the density of the crop across most of the ground seems fairly uniform and I'm pretty happy with it. The bits on the grassland that we played up, well, we know that that was wireworm and leather jacket damage. Let's kind of suppress that. But out here, this is all looking pretty happy out here. So yeah, that really green bit right there for the last 3 or 4 years has been basically a bare bit, because it either got flooded and it was just soaking wet, or well, it actually just got flooded. Yeah, the scorching didn't really make a lot of difference because there was no grass or any crop there, because basically it'd been drowned. But it does appear that my efforts have borne some fruit. Right, we're going to wander down to the pond and just look at the outlet. I don't expect to see an awful lot of water running out of it right now, but well, you never know, do you? If I don't look, I won't find out. Might have spoken a bit too soon. It's still pretty wet in comparison. Just here, I'm wondering if I'm going to have to put a second pipe in, because my first pipe is over there a bit. Am I going to have to put another one in this year? I mean, we have had a lot of rain. Michael was saying that they've emptied their water meter, and that's 30 mils that thing measures. He's emptied it twice in the last 10 days where it's been overflowing. So I might be being a tad unfair, but yeah. So the bit of water we can see standing in the tram lines over there, that is downhill of the pipe that I put in. I might have to put another one in. So yeah, it's pretty wet. But I'm pretty sure it would be a lot worse if I hadn't done it. I'm justifying it to myself now. All that time and effort, it has to be worth it. Right, okay, well, I reckon the end of my pipe's underwater, and that's not really draining out of there. I need to clean that out of there. But the pipe that I put in, you can see it actually, there it is. What's coming out of it? Anything? Well, something's moving out of there. Not very fast. Let's clear that away. This is where I go down in it. I knew it was there somewhere. God, let me know that's cold. So, I found the other end of this pipe when I was doing the ditching. It actually empties out over there. Oh, oh, cold. Really, really cold. Right, should we go to the other side? Dog's already gone. Let's go to the other end and see if it's coming out over there. Where's he? Where's he? Find him out. Where is he? Go on, find him out. She hasn't got a clue what I'm talking about, nor have I. But it doesn't matter. What's that? It's nice to see all this activity though in the soil. So worms have been busy. They've been munching down on all the waste from our OSR, which we chopped and put back in. Feeding the worms is important because they convert it into feed for the plants. Should we pull one up and just see? You don't want to come out of there. Do you want to come out of there? No. Well, all I can say, no point in ripping it out if I can't get it in one piece. The roots are down well and truly. They're tillering out nicely. Yeah, Reg reckoned potentially 5 tonne to the acre. I'd like to think on here that's more than possible. On our converted grassland like this piece out here, maybe not so much. We'll go and look at the difference in a second, but yeah. So this is existing arable ground. Out next door, well, we took a crop of hay off that last year. We'll see the difference. Right, somewhere over here, there's a pipe coming out in the ditch. There's one. I think that's in there. There you go. That's the other end of that over there. This one here with the concrete round is one that my uncle or great grandfather put in. That really needs a set of rods up there, really. But it is at least flowing. The ditch before I dug it out last year was up on top of that concrete. All this was buried, so I just found that by chance, which is why I dug down here, just to give this guy somewhere to exhaust his wastewater into. It's working. That's all I can ask for. Could work better, but may need a bit of encouragement. That's flowing pretty well down there. And pretty well out of there. Again, that was buried, so I dug him out and now it's getting away. Right, okay, so this was last year's grassland. Doesn't actually look terrible from down here. This area here has always been a wet hole. I'm wondering if opening up those drains up there has actually helped get that water away. So yeah, it's a bit sparse there, but come over towards the middle a bit more, probably a bit less compaction. And a mad dog. Well, this is one of those grounds where I reckon the second wheat will probably yield about the same as the first. So I think when we've taken this off of here and we've disked it in again and worked the ground again, and I think the idea with this year is going to be get this off as early as we can, if we can, and then leave it as long as we can before we re-drill it. And if there's any more wire worm or leather jacket in here, starve the buggers, because we don't want them. And you can't spray against them because that's illegal. Well, you can't actually buy the spray anymore. You used to be able to spray against it, not anymore. It's probably one of those nasty insecticides that gets into water courses and then upsets people. So, okay, what's been going on down here then? I reckon you want unblocking as well, a bit. It is moving, I can see it. Water is going through. Okay. Well, we'll check out the ditch at the bottom there, and then I spotted my brother over at his place, flew the drone over him. He saw me, rang me and said, "Is that you, you bugger?" And I said, "Yeah, it is." He goes, "You coming over for coffee?" I said, "Yeah, I'm just going to walk round and then we'll have a cup of coffee." So yeah, I'm actually walking on his ground now. So this is Michael's bit. Okay, I actually want to know which way that's going. It looks like it's going that way. What do you reckon? Yeah, it's going that way, whereas I thought it was going to go that way, which means that it's either going, well, I don't think it can go that way, so I reckon it's going through the gully by that tree down there, or on down the stream. That dog. A lot of water that the Environment Agency and the Water Board would like us farmers to hang on to, so it doesn't go downstream and upset all the folks in their new houses that have been built on floodplains. Which way are you going? Nowhere, you're just sitting there. Okay. It's going somewhere. It's off of here though. That's the main concern right now. Let's just get it off. Well, that looks like it's flowing right to left. It is. I can see it going that way. So where's it going on that corner then? Is there a pipe underground that I don't know about? Because it ain't going down through there. Yeah, it's definitely going that way. Not that it needs a lot of encouragement. Don't fall in. Oh, brave. So logic says to me is if it's flowing that way this way and that way this way, it's got to be going that way. So is there a pipe in there that I don't know about? I'm not going to go looking for it today, but maybe when it dries up we'll come down and have a poke about to see if there is actually a pipe in there, because that would be useful to know. Right, it is cut up to 3:10. We'll go up and have a cup of coffee with my brother. Let's skip, come on. Good girl. Oh, she's a happy chappy. Okay, well I just pulled up a bit of plastic at the ground. We'll get rid of that. And with it came so we got one, two, 4 tillers on that. 5 would be nice. I'll settle for 4. Do you know what, mate? You got more of a chance. Like that. What do you reckon? 50-50. Right, that can go in the bin.